Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been kind of back and forth the last few days, but it's been amazing doing that quiet time with God and Jesus and trying to correct things in your life and trying to remove a lot of things from your life. You know, Sometimes when we're in that place, we gotta be still. Life's still gonna continue to move. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is what the Lord's saying is we have to be still sometimes, and in that still, quiet moments, we have to listen to His voice. We have to listen to what He's speaking to us. He's there. He's always there. It doesn't matter where we're at, how we're flowing along. The idea is to walk a Christian life the best we can. We know if we lean on His understanding and pray that He's going to lead us, then He's going to lead us. Sometimes we fall back a little bit and we don't set out the day to do that, but we get complacent. And as we get complacent with the day and work and kids and cooking and cleaning and whatever else is in your life, we can overpower our plates by doing that. The Bible clearly states that, we are to not overwhelm ourselves and take that time away from Him. But we do it. We do it, and some even say, I go to church, I'm volunteering, I do stuff at the kids' at schools, I'm active with their sports, and I'm doing fundraisers. That's all great. That's all great and dandy. But if it's taking time from God, then what good is it? Good works and good deeds isn't going to get you into heaven. Never, it never will. Now, if you put that with love and you put that with following Jesus and you put that with your quiet time with them and spending time with God and spending time with Jesus, I know you might say, well, I'm not, I really am not going to go on the thing of God the Father, God the Son, and you're going to believe what you want to believe. But all I'm going to say is real quickly that if God became flesh in Jesus, which He did, it's no different than I'm part of my father and I'm part of my earthly mother. Okay, I'm not. We're not questioning that, are we? But God poured Himself into Jesus. He poured His Spirit into Jesus after He was baptized. So how can God pour His Spirit into God if God is here on earth? Then how is God pouring anything into Jesus if He's in heaven? And then who did Jesus pray for? I mean, I've been over these on some videos already. It just is God going to pray to Himself? Would you pray to yourself? But anyways, exciting news. Tomorrow, so I'm gonna hurry up, and try to get this video uploaded today, so people can see this. Tomorrow, on Randy K, I did an interview with him on heaven, and just average things that I've talked about and stuff on here. But go over and watch it. Leave some comments and let me know what you think. But if anything, Randy K did get his book out. I'm excited. I'm going to go on there and get one myself because the topic and from what I can understand that he was talking about is very interesting, and a lot of the I don't watch a lot of the testimonies and stuff on there. I watched a couple of them, and especially when it comes to the hell part, because I'm always interested to see if people see the same things that I've seen, or added things that I've never talked about, and so it just kind of gives me that area that okay, I can believe them, or is it just something? And I'm not saying I'm the expert on this. By far, I'm not. I'm just saying I have not ever heard anybody speak of the one thing that I seen entering into the one gate. Now, I don't mean all of the rest of the three corners, the other three gates have this on it, but I would imagine it probably does. Um, I've heard one person say not too long ago that they walked right through, the gates were open. Now, I I don't know. Every time I've been in, walked into the pits of hell, the gates were closed. As in, I had a pastor email me saying, "You're absolutely correct, because if you read in the Bible, Jesus went and took the keys and shut the gates and locked the gates. Not word for word what the Bible said. He just gave me to it. He gave me the explanation of why that's true, which I did appreciate that. I really did, because because when you see things or you hear things that just doesn't make sense, you question the stuff yourself. I mean, how could you not? How could you lay in bed and get pulled out of bed and slung across the room, and after a while, and that's why I said scary to some people, and I'm running out of a house, it becomes normal. So, you have to look at it and go, my normal was something that people seen in horror movies. That's kind of what you grew up with, and it's like, you, I hate to say do it like that, but that's kind of what it was. It's like, eh. But anyways, tomorrow, if you're in, they would be Mountain Time, California. Mountain Time at noon. Pacific Time would be 1 o'clock. Central Time, 2 o'clock. Eastern Time, 3 o'clock. Randy K. Tune in. I put it at 3 o'clock. I'm going to try to wrap up my day kind of before that, and get on there so I can answer some questions too. So I'll be live with it too. So if anything, you can always get on here, or you can shoot me an email, nwrobins777 at hotmail.com. Yes, 1B. I know my name's got 2 B's, but like I said, I was hacked, and it's that drawled out mess. So, anyways, so let's get back into it a little bit, and lately I feel like I've been like at a standstill, and it's like I'm just waiting for God to move me, and work's been all over the place. I thought for sure that, I I heard the Lord clearly tell me. He says, "Don't take your first offer, take your second offer." Well, in the same time, yeah, how do you look at an offer? An offer, is it something that somebody's offering you a position, but they haven't gave you any details on it yet? They want to talk to you, but they're still going to hire you. Do you take that as an offer? I would say yes. I just don't know the amounts of anything, any details or anything like that. Second one, I did know what the details were. Then I got a third offer of the place of a place where I used to work, and then I just got another offer. So I'm like kind of all over the place. But to be loyal to Jesus, I have to do what He says. You take the second offer, and some people don't understand this. And it's like you crunch numbers and you do all this, and then I gotta repent for that, because I don't like to go, yeah, you want to try to make the most of what you can out of each day. I understand that. And you want the best paying job and stuff there, but where I kind of have the problem with it is I trust in the Lord. I trust He's going to give me everything I need. I don't fear that my lights ain't going to be on tomorrow. I don't fear that I'm not going to have food on the table. I don't fear that the mortgage isn't going to be paid. I don't fear any of those things. Lately I've been looking. That's all I've been looking at is numbers and money and all this stuff. And I'm to be honest with you, and guys, I've never not come on here and told you the truth. I've not come on here and brought the Bible and brought my life. I know some people say, you bring too much of your life, man. I want more of the Bible. Well, this is just who I am. Don't ask me to change who I am, and I'm not going to ask you to change who you are. Take it up with Jesus. And that's what I tell people. Take it up with him. He's the one molding and sculpting me. I ask him daily to change me. Well, you shouldn't be on here trying to change someone. If you're looking for a certain kind of Bible study or something like that, then I would say you need to go and explore that opportunity, what you're looking for. Be daily fed. Yes, you can be daily fed. You can have your own Bible study with yourself and the Lord. All you got to do is pick up the Word. Start praying to him. Start listening to him. Sometimes, the Lord will send people to talk to you exactly what you read, exactly what you heard him speak. Say if you heard him say John 3:16 today, and you read it. God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. And it goes on. It's funny how we all know that, but how many people actually know the rest of that? But then all of a sudden you're driving down the road and you see a license plate. John 3:16, or you see a bumper sticker, or you see a sign on a billboard, or you see something else. See that God's speaking to you. That's exactly what I've been talking about. Are you hearing God? Are you hearing the Lord speak to you? I was kind of shocked the other day when, I had to look at my text messages, a few times over and over. And as I'm looking at it, I'm going, oh, it, talking with Randy Kay, what an amazing guy. At first I kind of took a situation wrong because I was being blocked off of stuff and I was confused. I couldn't get on anything. And when I was asking him, I misunderstood what his wife spoke back to me. I misunderstood. I thought she was saying Randy was saying, something, and I was like, well, that's fake then. But I did apologize. I did apologize to her, and I did apologize to him. It was a total misunderstanding, but it was hurtful. But you see how the devil does that? You see how the devil will twist something because he doesn't want what's happening. He doesn't want that. So now you look at it and go, here we are doing this again. Well, there was a volume issue, and I was trying to hear what he was saying at the end of it, and I can make out bits and parts of it. But what an incredible experience. I wish, and I truly mean this, I wish I would have heard people like him speaking a long time ago. Maybe I wouldn't be where I was at, but God had a bigger plan for me. God had a bigger pathway and led me through it, and I'm thankful for that. You got to understand God loves you. You got to understand no matter what the world promises you, it's broken. Man's gonna fail you. Your spouse may fail you. Your kids may fail you. A job may fail you. You may not get what you're expecting out of it. You may get hurt by a coworker by saying something, or you're walking in and hearing something. Your spouse may bark at you for one moment to the next. They could be tired. They could be in a moment of themselves. You don't know, but yet we take it to heart. And some people, it's very hurtful. I guess the old saying goes, the ones that hurt you, the ones that love the one you love the most are the ones that hurt you the most. So I guess that saying kind of does have a truth to it. But then again, the person. If you know the person, then do you really think that person's deliberately? I mean, I would hope you would know the difference between deliberate and something else is going wrong. I don't make excuses. I know there's times that I'm tired. There's times I'm hurting. There's times that my body's doing all different kinds of things all at once, and I get irritable. And I try not to. I really do. I try to be that godly inspiration. I try to do it a godly way. And I don't know. Today was one of those days for me, I guess. I don't know. I actually went in there and turned the TV on and just kind of laid on the couch, and I fell asleep and Darlene saying she was going to walk on the towpath. I was like, okay. You know, I knew she was going, but I mean, it was the fact that I just wasn't here today. You know, it's been a kind of an exhausting day. Did a small job, and I don't know. You know, but I just keep giving it all to Jesus. I just keep asking Him. You know, give me the strength to get through the day. Get through the rest of this day. You know, tomorrow I got a big day. You know, I got a lot of stuff going on, and so hopefully, you know, I get plenty of rest and, you know, keep Jesus first. And, you know, people, it's okay. It's okay to confess. You know, some of you been with me for many months. I think it's going on over a year that I've been doing these. And, you know, a lot of comments, a lot of you kind of drifted away, and maybe you're still watching the videos. Maybe you're not posting comments because I'm not replying to some of the comments, or I haven't really had time to get on the comments. I never set out to do that, but because I thought for sure I'd be able to always answer everybody's comment. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that people are watching these, and I'm grateful for the comments people are leaving, saying, you know, I'm getting a lot out of these. And, you know, it's incredible. You know, may God continue to bless you guys and put food on your table and continue to move you forward. And, you know, just don't worry about things. Give it to Him. You know, be in that hearing. I know what you're saying. You know, when I first started truly seeking the Lord, I thought for sure I was hearing myself. You know, I was having my own thoughts in my head going, well, this is my voice. Sometimes I think Jesus does it that way to get us comfortable with it, you know? It's kind of like saying you got a conscience because you hear something saying, don't do this. Or if you got to look around, you shouldn't be doing it then. You know? You should not be doing something if you have to look around. I'm telling you right now, you shouldn't have to do it. And, you know, sometimes our dreams, you wonder why we have these dreams. You know, why do we push towards things that doesn't make sense? You know, it's sometimes Jesus leads you back into that stuff to give you closure. And some people look at your dreams as foolish. You're never going to amount to nothing. You're never going to be able to do that. You know, the competition is overwhelming. You know, and you start believing it after a while. You know, and then you start putting God back in a box. And I've done that. I've done that plenty of times. You know, I become exactly what people say. You know, I defeat myself instead of allowing Jesus to fight the battle for me. You know, He's capable of making anything happen. Did you seek Him before you started doing whatever you're doing? You know, businesses may fail, but if He's truly the center of it, and everything rotates around Him and the Father, it's not going to fail, people. It's impossible. God doesn't fail. Even if God didn't want you to do it, He's still going to bless it. You may struggle a little bit with it, or you may not. I don't know. I'm not God. You know, I watched the video. I was watching this link someone sent me, and on there, I couldn't believe. I mean, I literally, I sent him an email back, and I said, did he just say what I think he said? And they sent back, yeah, that's why I told you, please watch it. And it's Joe Biden And again, people, I'm not telling you to bash Joe Biden. I'm not telling you. I'm telling you to pray. Pray for your enemies, the Lord says. Pray for them. Pray for our Congress. Pray for all of this nonsense. He says something like, don't quote me on this, but I don't know, maybe some of you have already heard it, but he said, um, I know some of you think I'm the devil reincarnated. And I'm sitting there going, what? Oh, wait a minute. What did you just say? You know, some people, I have my beliefs of who the Antichrist is because the Lord gave it to me. And then he pipes off with these things. I'm not saying Biden is the Antichrist. I'm not saying that at all. But wow. It's like I wouldn't even kid around about something like that. I mean, to joke around with something like that. I mean, you're putting yourself in a place that's not so great, and it's not. You shouldn't be in that area. And that's all I'm saying. You shouldn't be in a place that you're going back and forth with. So to understand where you're at in life, you have to have that constant prayer time. You need to be in that time with God and Jesus. You need to be connected with him and through him and allow him to live through you. And you have to surrender. He's been on me for a while are you going to finally give me 100% of your life? Just when I think I'm doing it, something else pops up. And then I feel like I'm failing him. It's okay to feel like this because then you're having that communication with him still, and you're talking with him, please guide me today. Please lead me today. We sometimes go into these time frames and, we keep putting Jesus back in his box. We put the Father back in a box. And that's not what we're supposed to be doing here. We're supposed to be having that communication with them. We're supposed to be walking in faith and walking in trust and walking in hearing. Many places in the Bible, you go to the book of John, you go in the book of Matthew, where it speaks that he went and he prayed. He cast out demons. He healed people. We don't see a lot of this. We're not. There's a lot of fake things going on of healing and stuff like this. Not a whole lot of testimony in churches anymore, because because it's gotta be good to the hearing. We gotta put on the concert. We gotta glorify ourselves. Come meet the pastors type thing, so they can explain to you them and who they are. Well, I want to know who God is. I want to know who Jesus is. I want to know those type of things. Where do you stand with this? Do you believe full-heartedly in what this Bible speaks? I think a lot of churches are falling asleep, and I truly do. And I truly think a lot of families are struggling and their household is upside down and divided. Well, God says in the Bible, a house divided cannot stand. You become bickering. You become back and forth. Your children are taking sides, or using the mother against the father and the father against the mother. Mom said I can't do this because of Well, the dad at the time could be mad, or you could be upset with the mom. And, or the fact that, I always wondered why some of the times the kids couldn't go and do what they, certain kind of field trips and stuff like that. And the only thing I could keep coming up with later on, when I found out where all the money was going off to, that, if she had to admit that there was no money to give him to go on these field trips, I would have asked questions why then. And I probably would have caught it a lot sooner. But instead, it was always for protection. But yet certain kids were allowed to do whatever they wanted. That made no sense to me. whether it was theft, whether it was push teachers, try to throw them downstairs or whatever it may be, or just totally act a fool up inside the house, and the other ones thought it was funny. But to me, it was a living nightmare, but you have to look at this. See, God didn't create the situation. I did. I allowed it. I let the household become divided. So as a dad in that point, as a leader, I failed. I just become silent. I become bitter. I become angered. I become hatred. I let the demons take control. And man, I had a short fuse. I really did. I mean, I literally had a short fuse. I mean, it just got to the point where I didn't care about anything. I went right back into my old ways, and it's funny how we think we throw that garbage away, but somehow it always seems to return, doesn't it? Well, that's what happens when we don't have that daily relationship with God. That's what happens when we're not following Him or seeking Him. Because women want to override sometimes that man leadership because the men ain't standing up and doing it. Sometimes, men want to get up there and then all of a sudden they start sinking back down and the woman starts taking that lead back up there. See, and that's what the enemy's trying to do. And I know some women are single parents and they have to play both roles. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a household where you have a husband in place or a live-in boyfriend or whatever it is. Still, you got that man figure in place. They need to be the leader of the household. They need to set the bar, set the examples, and do it under God, under Jesus. You need to be in them kids' lives. You need to be there to keep making sure that you're on that straight and narrow pathway. That's your responsibility. I know, guys, I know sometimes you're probably thinking, man, when are you ever going to get on the women about some of this stuff? I'm going to get there eventually. I still haven't done that video yet on a woman's role in there. I touch on it here and there. But, it's just not the timing yet. I do it when God tells me to do it. I do it when the Lord speaks, now do this. Like on these videos, when he tells me, I do it. If not, I keep plugging along with the topic that I started off with. You can't come up with excuses in the end and go, well, I was just going to repent at the end. I didn't see the sense of to be like the neighbor that goes to church and constantly, doing the same stuff that I watch that I'm doing. So why do I need to go and repent? Why can't I just do it at the end? Because you might not have time. You think the devil's going to, if you invested into something, are you going to allow your investment to fail? No. You're going to call up your stockbroker and say, hey, don't let this drop. Sell it out before you let all that money go. Because I'm not willing to take that loss. Good stock market, good stockbroker, he's going to probably agree with you or probably have that power and authority to change things, transfer things, or to sell off. And so you don't, because he's making money also, right? So, where do we go? Just take it as we go, people. And we live life. But you got to seek God. You got to seek Jesus. Pray. Pray right now. The Lord keeps telling me to tell people to pray, pray, pray. Pray until something happens. Don't stop praying. Don't stop praying for your loved ones. Don't stop praying for your friends, your community, your surrounding, your job. Don't stop praying for it. Keep praying for it. Pray for the people that come against you. Pray for them even harder. Be nice to them. Let the rest flow down the river. It's the best way that I can tell you. Let the rest just flow down the river. And you'll make it. There's no situation that he can't help you out of. There's no situation that he cannot lead you from. I'm a living example. My testimony is on every one of these videos. Some I dig a little bit deeper in and some I don't. But either way, it's there. You know, the Lord just keeps, the other day I was standing in a place and it was at a restaurant and I seen the whole entire water just flooding. And some lady just stared at me. She goes, "You all right?" And I say, "I just seen water flooding." Something's going to happen. So I don't know what. But I'm going to keep praying until I get some answers from this. Just like the New York thing I keep saying and heading towards the west. So, sometimes you sit and wonder going, man, am I not doing something right? Why wouldn't he take me when he takes everybody else? Why leave me? Who am I to ask God that? Who am I to ask the Lord that? I'm his creation. I may have failed him, but I lived hard today trying to please him. And I have to believe whatever his decision is, he still has a plan for me. I'm still here. So we'll see where it all ends up, won't we? But either way, what a blessed day. It's nice. I get to come home and turn on air and forget about how hot it is outside. But then I'm sitting there thinking, man, old man winter's right around the corner. It's going to get cold. And we're not going to be so happy about that, are we? We're not very happy people, are we? We always have something to find negative. Yesterday, might have been this morning. I think it was yesterday morning. Yeah. Yesterday morning, we Darlene, where she works down at the pantry, one of the guys that volunteers in there too, he went on vacation, so she's been like dog sitting, I guess. And we took the dog down there to the park in the morning so he could get some exercise and go to the bathroom and everything. And I could have been a hawk, kind of looked like a brown eagle too, but either way, I mean, they're kind of like the same, but it probably was a hawk, but it was huge. And I watched it fly off into the next baseball. You know how they got the metal fences around the baseball, kind of rounded. It flew from one fence to the other fence, close to the baseball diamond. What do they call it? Dig out, I don't know what it's called. But anyways, where the umpire's standing on, they got that fence, tall fence thing behind it. So anyways, I think about that, and God chose himself. I'm not saying God was that bird. I'm just saying it's his creation all around us. We just stop looking at it because it doesn't mean nothing to us. Well, my bed is kind of uncomfortable because when we moved, trying to get up and down some steps, it was just, a lot of times it was just Darlene and I moving this stuff, and when you're trying to get up and down steps that it's too big to get up in there, so you have to kind of fold it and put these ratchet straps and stuff. Well, I think it kind of like creased the mattress in some weird way, and sometimes I find myself complaining about it. And then I remember when I lived under the bridge. Or I slept in a car. It didn't, in the middle of the winter, with laying on a cold piece of metal covered up with a thick piece of carpet. Not very comfortable at all. Not very warm either. It makes me really appreciate the Father and Jesus very much. makes me very appreciative of that bed, even though it may not be the most comfortable of all comfortable. It makes me appreciate the things that he has in my life. I go out there and I got a garage full of stuff. Some stuff I don't even know what's in the boxes anymore. Don't even know if I really care, to be honest with you. Because possessions, like I said, doesn't mean much to me. The only possession, if I had to go anywhere and somebody said you can only take one thing, then I'm taking this Bible. Other than that, I don't care what goes. I think about the people going alone. They could take 10 items and they're trying to survive. I've never seen anybody take a Bible on there. Never. I see a lot of people talking about how their survival skills and all this. Well, I don't know. My survival is in this Bible. You can survive through anything. There's answers in there for everything you're going through. Every kind of temptation, every kind of sin. Well, he put them stripes on his body that he took. And I'm telling you, I don't know how many. I mean, to be honest, there was so many whippings and so much beaten with those rods and that flocking thing, whatever it's called, and the whips and just the smacks. I mean, it echoes through your hair, man. It is so terrifying hearing the crack of that thing, and the crack, and the crack, and the crack, and then they rolled him over and did it all over again. And we think we got it bad. You have no clue. No clue what Jesus paid. Some don't even care. Didn't pay nothing. I don't know. I didn't see it. Wasn't around. Is he even true? Many Christians, same way. Very judgmental. Very pointing the finger. There's a spot in here. I do believe Matthew and John, maybe probably Peter, probably I would imagine too, where the word clearly speaks, do not be judged, or you shall be judged accordingly how you judge. You're a hard judgment. You put hard judgment on people, well, God's going to judge you the same way, because who are you? Who are you? Judgmental people, that's what we are. Foolish people, that's what we are. Greedy, selfish. Some of you may be like, no, not me. You ever give a gift because you expect a gift? 1 second. It's Dr. Pepper. Diet Dr. Pepper. I was taking a drink and the can came up and I just heard the Lord said, show him the can. Whatever reason, somebody might be going, was he under the influence? No, I'm just tired, people. Honestly, I really am. I haven't really been feeling too well. I mean, it's not like a flu or anything like that. It's not, and I just don't know what it is. I mean, it's been a couple months. Actually, since that, if you go back on the one video where I was talking about that, I literally thought I believe I died that morning. I mean, I really do. I mean, because I clearly sat with an angel that morning. Ever since that morning, I haven't been the same. And I can't shake whatever it is. I mean, it just drains me. I'm drained. I can't get enough sleep. And man, I've been drinking plenty of water. I've been drinking, I'm never going to give up drinking soda. I'm not going to give up drinking tea. I've tried, and I tried just drinking nothing but water, and I drink V8 juice stuff. I just can't. I can't say that I can't, because I can't. I got to do is pray to Jesus and just keep asking. I just don't want to. I just don't like the taste of water. I've added stuff into the water to drink it. That gets tiring and stuff. I've always said, if I'm going to pass on from this earth, at least I'm going to do it being happy. Not that soda makes me happy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, um, I'll give up anything for Jesus. If he wanted me to give it up, I'd give it up. Because I know he'd give me the taste for whatever he wanted me to drink. I don't seriously think that I'm not going to heaven because I'm still drinking soda or pop or whatever you'd like to call it. I think it's Tennessee or Kentucky. They call everything Coke. Or they call it Pepsi. I forget what it is. When I was like, no, I don't want that. I'm looking for the, yeah, it's back here. I think it's Coke. I think they call everything Coke. It's either Coke or Pepsi. I think it's definitely one of the two. They call every drink that. And it's kind of confusing. I mean, honestly, it is. But you know, it's funny because you start looking at your birthdays and you start looking at another year older, and the more I keep examining myself, and I start looking at the Robbins timeline, and I'm going, I'm doing the math going, well, if that's true, I got 9 years to that 60 mark, and if I push a little bit further, so I got about 9 to 19 years somewhere, somewhere in there. I mean, I don't know, but that's worldly thinking. If I, God could take me right now. My time could be done. He takes you. Would you be so sad? Are you hanging on to this world? You can't hang on to this world and be of God too. Because God's not of this world. The Lord is not of this world. This is the devil's world. Clearly in here it says it. I'll find the verse on the next video. I'm going to read that verse that Jesus gave me exactly. There is. I want to say. I forget what verse it was in, but where it clearly says, even the devil speaking to Jesus in the temptation, he said right there, clearly, if you bow to me, I shall give all things of my authority to you that you can see. He's of his authority. Well, that means he has authority over this earth. Because he has the authority to give Jesus anything that he sees. What does that tell you? The only power we have is Jesus. To accept Jesus. Let Jesus fight that battle. Let Jesus be in control of our lives. It's up to you to take that step. It's up to you to change your household. It's up to you to put down them beer cans, put down that beer bottle, walk out of that bar, go home to your family. If you don't have a family, go home, pick up the Bible, and read. Ask God, what do you want me to read? Take this sickness from me. Go home and ask your children how was their day. Go home and when the kids are doing whatever they're doing and help your wife do the dishes. How was your day? Ask your wife to pray with you. Ask your kids. You have to change. You have to get a hold of today. Tomorrow may not come. If you truly love people, and you truly love your children, truly love your spouse, and you truly love, like you say, your parents, your friends, whatever, it's time to find Jesus and introduce Jesus. Do not be ashamed, or he shall be ashamed of you in front of his Father. It's up to you. It's up to you what is more important. Maybe you don't believe. Maybe you should take that walk yourself. Go down to the river to pray. Oh, the water is fine. The water is just right. Take a step in it. And give your life to the true living King. Ask him into your life, oh Lord, here I am. I'm a sinner. Change me. Make me new. Wash me. Take all my sins and make me clean. Oh Lord, pour your Spirit of you and the Father into me. Help me. Correct me. Clean me. Make me a true follower of you. I surrender my sins. I surrender it all to you. I hold nothing of this world. I want to hold in sake of your kingdom. Let me be with you in that day when the calling comes. Let me hear my name. I surrender my free will to you, and I give you my life, my spirit, my soul. I give you my flesh. I give you my sight, my hearing, and my voice. Let me take not one step if it's not walking in the direction where you have pointed me to go. Let me live a godly life, not a foolish ways of the world's and man's ways. Let me live accordingly as you have lived and walked, and let me be with you. And let me love people. Let me fulfill the purpose and the plan of the Father, what he had for me today, and let it be fulfilled through your holy name. And let me receive no credit or authority in this day, but let me deliver it to you, which goes to the Father. Let me seek you, and only you. And let me fulfill the purpose and the plan of this day. Your will, Father, is to speak of your Son, which leads to you. And let me do this in this day. And let me not be ashamed, or let me not be afraid, but let me do it in confidence. And know that you are with me. People, no matter how you say it, you just got to accept the Son, the true living God, the true living Son of the Father himself. You just got to accept Jesus into your life. So, in the close of that, I ask for a godly mentor and a godly spouse, and your children, and your children's children, and their children be blessed. No matter how long God tarries, let blessings fall upon the generations after you until the hour and the time is called. Next video, I'm going to touch a little bit about the darkness and the things that he showed me in it, and the upcoming events of things that he's been showing me. A little disturbing. I mean, a little frightening, some of the stuff. So, that roller coaster, we're back on it. Remember, a lot of you said, hey, I'll stay on it with you. I'm holding you to it. We all need a little friend to lean on from time to time. But we got an awesome family here now, don't we? God bless you all. May God protect you in this night or day whenever you see this video. May he watch over you, keep you safe. May the Lord's blood be with you, be over your household. May correction come. May the receiving people in there come with the receiving heart to receive him and surrender all to him. I love you. God bless you. Until the next one. Don't forget, tomorrow, Randy Cave, 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock Pacific, 12 o'clock Mountain Time. Hope to see you there. God bless.